Are you satisfied with the vetting that was done of General Flynn by the transition team before he came on board as the National Security Advisor?
So that's a great question. I appreciate you bringing it up. Let's walk through that for a second. General Flynn was a career military officer who maintained a high-level security clearance throughout his career in the military. His clearance was last reissued by the Obama administration in 2016 with full knowledge of his activities that occurred in 2015, as you point out. So the issue is, you know, he was issued a security clearance under the Obama administration in the spring of 2016. The trip and transactions that you're referring to occurred in December of 2015, from what I understand. So, obviously, there's an issue that, as you point out, the Department of Defense Inspector General is looking into. We welcome that, but all of that clearance was made by the during the Obama administration, and apparently with knowledge of the trip that he took. So. That's how the process works, and I welcome the Department of Defense's IG's review.
So General Flynn came in with just the Obama administration vetting, is that right, Sean?
That's how okay.
Because that's the impression you're giving.
It is.
General Flynn came in, and he walked through the door with just the clearance that was conducted by the Obama administration. That doesn't make any sense.
Sure it does. The same way that when you applied for a credential to the White House press briefing room, when you were here, hold on, let me explain the answer to you, Jim. Calm down. The kids have gone. And I'm trying to answer it, Major. This is the answer. When you applied, hold on, listen. When you applied to come here to this briefing room as a member of the press, you applied and you filled out certain forms with the Secret Service to have your background run. When I came in here on January 20th, the people that had been cleared the day before were cleared on the 20th, the 21st, and et cetera. We didn't rerun your background. We trust that when you were cleared the first time, whether if you were cleared on December 15th or January 20th, that you were still, that your background check still cleared. Every individual came into this White House, either applied for a security clearance or had one. Everyone in the government goes through the same SF-86 process, every single person. And so why would you rerun a background check on someone who is the head of the the Defense Intelligence Agency that had and did maintain a high-level security clearance? That's it. There's no difference between administrations. When you come in from one, they rerun it. The reason they grant them for 5 years is that it's a very extensive background where they check your contacts, your places of residence, your employment. They go out into the field, they do a lot of that work, and then you are required to maintain updates to that clearance. They re-adjudicate it every 5 years. That occurred in this case, and now the Department of Defense Inspector General is looking into it. That's how.
Congressman Cummings accuses this White House of a cover-up. You say what?
I was frankly taken back by his comments today because they're frankly not true. The Department of Defense was the issuing agency for General Flynn's SF-86. We referred them to the Department of Defense, who owns and issued his security clearance, and they got a copy of it. That's how the system works. The documents that he requested, he received. So, with all due respect, he got the documents that he requested. Our job, they sent a form letter to multiple agencies asking for a copy of this. What we did was properly refer him to the issuing agency and department and said, this is where you got it, and he got it.
Are there no other documents that you have at this point that could be turned over to this committee?
Well,
that would be relevant to this investigation?
Not that I'm aware of at this point. What they sent to us, they asked for the SF-86. That we referred them to the Department of Defense. That's great. 2 is they asked for a contract, all copies of his speaking engagements from a speakers bureau. I believe he was referred to the Speakers Bureau for those contracts. And 3 is they asked for all foreign contacts that he may or may not have had. Since the incident occurred that they're questioning before his employment of the White House, I think we've complied with every document that they've looked for.